ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here with me on the Estancia Lapacho map. I've managed to fix Field 3. I fixed it following the terraforming disaster that I had. And since the last video, the harvest video, I've managed to fix it. Unfortunately, in doing so, I have incurred bank loan. I had to take 150 grand bank loan to cover the terraforming cost to sort out my mistake. So yeah, I probably didn't need to take out 150 grand because I have 110 still of it left. But I thought it was better to be safe than sorry. But like I said, I've managed to get it fixed, I've got it ploughed and I've got it limed. So now we're ready to kind of move on and get our other fields prepped, ready for the future. Like I say, we've got to really do some work because I've neglected these fields badly the last couple of episodes. Whilst I was trying to sort out issues with the animal seals and find out why my game was not working properly. So right, worker, you're in charge. Please do a good job of ploughing this field. Please don't miss bits, and don't randomly stop halfway down a field and then reverse and start the next row before finishing. Seriously, I'm not in the mood for AI people and bad intelligence. And then of course we've got the delight of working field 7 and 8 and joining that in together to make one field. Right, I'm going to hop out because I think I've got a tractor parked down here with my lime spreader who's hopefully going to have lime in him. He did run out during field 3. So I've had to bring him up here to refill him, and I kind of left him up here, but yeah. So it's the same day. If you've watched the last episode where I did the harvesting, nothing's really changed apart from the fact I fixed field 3 and I've got it ploughed and limed. So we're ready. Ready. I ought to possibly quickly go and grab the loading wagon actually and come and pick up that straw before we start ploughing. Hey, waste not, want not, every little helps. If you watch the pennies, I'm sure I've said this before, if you watch the pennies, the pounds will watch themselves. Right, you can sit here for a minute. Because if I start you off, you're going to catch that plough up very quickly. I need the fent. Right. Fence power washed. So we can take the tippy trailer back and put on the silo, ready for when we next need it, the next time we harvest. Any other things to make? Oh, there's been 2 new mods released today on the mod hub, in-game mod hub. There's a new tractor. I think there was a new tractor. Have a quick look. Medium tractor. Might be that one. Deutsch Fair. Is it Deutsch Fair? Hard to keep track. I've got so many mods from obviously like Stevie mods and stuff. Agro Star 6.6. Yeah, it was the 7 series then, so it is that one. Not a great deal of options to it. Sorry, Giants, not thrilled by your tractor offering in the mods. The fact you can't change the colours of it, customise it, means I've got to wait for a modded version of it. Seriously, I don't use vanilla vehicles that offer no like customisation. Not interested. I want to make my tractors colour different. I want to differentiate my tractors from everybody else's, and my equipment from everybody else's. What else have we got? I think we got some trailers too, didn't we, today? The IT Runner pack. There we go. Is that a brand now then? Yes. So we've got a skip, grain container, wood container, bale container, slurry container, and they go on to that. So you can make your own sort of container out of these. The only thing I am kind of interested to know is, does the bale container and the wood container have an auto load function? If they have an auto load function, they're probably worth having. If they don't, they're not worth bothering with. Basic requirements. Basic bare minimum requirement of any bale trailer or logging trailer is one that could auto load, so you haven't got to prat about. With a, you know, crane or a loader, wheel loader or telehandler or tractor or something, you know, just save time. It's not maybe so bad multiplayer if you've got people who are willing to do the loading, but when you're a single player like me on a single player save, you ain't got time to be prattling around manually trying to load vehicles. Loading trailers. That time spent loading trailers could be spent actually planting and harvesting a field, which makes you a lot more money in the long term. That's why I prefer auto-loading mods. Takes that, if you like, unnecessary element out of the game where you're not making any money. Look, I think we've got about all of the straw now. Bits I was missing anyway. Oh no, there's some over here. Can I get this? Will it let me? Because technically I still don't own some of this land over here. My rendering range is a little bit changed again. I'm going to have to go look at the config file for the game settings and see if it's been, since the update, whether it's been reset by Giants, because I definitely think my view distance and render range is a little bit shorter. I had edited it in the config settings to push it beyond what you can in the menu. I wonder if Giants adding some new menu options have caused a reset of that file. I'm definitely getting pop-in and stuff that I didn't used to. And again, apologies to anyone watching the video, I'm still sick. I think I briefly mentioned this towards the end of the last video. Oh god, I'm yawning now as well. Tired, I'm not sleeping at night because I'm not very well. But honestly, anything keeping me out of my bed at the minute and keeping me from being really sick is playing this game and making these videos. This is giving me purpose to keep on fighting and going forward. Otherwise I think I'd just curl up under the duvet and disappear till next year. I'm determined this year not to let sickness beat me. It has the last couple of Christmases and New Year's I've been really badly ill, and this year I'm trying not to give in to it. I'm trying to beat it, but it's hard because these bugs get worse and worse every year as they continue to mutate and change, and you know, unfortunately I can't have the vaccines and stuff for them because I'm allergic. Means I just get hit with them and hit hard. So we've got 7,759 litres of struggle. We'll go put that in the hayloft, and then we'll probably give this trailer a bit of a wash too, as it's looking a bit worse for wear. Then we'll set Mr. Lime Spreader off on his duty. Start chasing down the plough. Getting the plough shifted over to fields 2, 1 and 2. Get them done, and then I can take over then to try and decide how I'm going to do field 7 and 8. Right, jump out quick. Take the power washer. Lovely, lovely, lovely jubbly. It's and clean, my Rapide 8400 from Stevie. So again, customizable colours and some extra expansion capacities available to increase its storage limit. I love Stevie. He does these nice, he gives you options to the mods. And I know some people think adding colour changing features and functions and the ability to change the colours of a vehicle or a tool and changing, you know, speeds or fill levels or stuff isn't really modding. But I consider it anything that gives a player options and choices in a game being modding. And the fact that I can have tractors that look very different from everybody else's means that I'm quite happy with the mod, to call them mods and to have them in my game. And I was on the Giants forum early today, and there was some talk about the mod list and that, and the list of mods that are coming to the mod hub at some point in time. They don't actually have a confirmed release date yet, and up until today there haven't been anything posted on the mod hub since last week. And I was kind of like saying that, yeah, the mod hub's great, it's, you know, it's a great place to get mods from, you know, it's the official in-game place to get mods from, but it's not great if it doesn't get content added to it frequently, you know. And somebody come back, oh, well, you know, people are making mods. That's the thing. You know, on all the other scummy, as he called it, websites, there's loads of mods. People are making mods for this game. And although he then went on his little rant about, this person went on their rant that the, like you say, the colour changing and stuff like that and tweaking to these vehicles isn't considered modding, and, you know, you shouldn't expect that stuff, Giants to add that stuff to the mod hub. Well, no, but maybe they should consider adding it to the default tractors then, you know, so we don't need mods to change the colours of the tractors and trailers and tools and stuff in the game, you know. Update all the existing ones. But like I said to this guy as well, he's like, yeah, you know, these people making mods for the scummy sites, as he calls it. I was like, but people are making mods. And I know for a fact that some of the people who have made mods for the scummy sites have submitted them to Giants to include on the mod hub in the game, and they've heard nothing from Giants. They've had no response from them or anything. And I know Giants can take a bit of time testing mods. I know mods going through their internal test procedures and quality assurance procedures and stuff can take time, and you know, there's obviously some very well documented cases of mods for Farming Simulator 17 that got massively delayed because of this testing program. Things like Mercury Farms map, which didn't actually come out until basically Farm Simulator 19 launched, even though the mod maker of the Mercury Farms map had submitted it months and months ago to Giants. So I said, Giants need to improve the speed at which they are testing and putting mods on the mod hub. Because that's why the other side, the scummy sites, I keep using scummy sites and making air quotes, are running away at the minute. Because, you know, a modder makes a mod, uploads it, it's there. It's available for people to download. And like I say, the scummy sites are all looking at each other, and anytime one site adds a new mod, the others add it. So the mods are available at multiple places, so they're easy for people to find and get to. You can debate all you like about whether the quality of the mods. At the end of the day, the quality of the mods is down to the individual. You know, somebody might not find this tractor mod to be a quality mod because it adds nothing to the game apart from the ability to change the colour of the tractor. But to me, that's a great mod, because it means I can have a tractor that's unique to me and my game, that looks like no one else's tractor, unless they also happen to paint it purple and orange. And I would much rather have, like I say, I think I did a count of all the mods that I've currently got in my mod folder that aren't from the mod hub, that aren't from the in-game Giants mod hub, and I've got 167 installed and active just on this save alone. You know, and they're all things that, like you say, tweak existing. A lot of them are tweaks to existing vehicles and, you know, stuff. You know, most of them, like I say, are Stevie's mods from Farm Simulator mods. But then I've got other things like the quality of life things, like, you know, the placeable silos, the seed, the fertiliser, herbicide, those things. You know? They're quality of life mods. Can't get those on the mod hub yet. Yet they've been out for, you know, they've been out pretty much since a couple of days after the game launched on the scummy mod sites. You know? And I'm pretty sure that whoever created those submitted them to mod hub and submitted them to Giants for inclusion. It's like the mod hub, it gave us that, gave us this, where is it? This fuel tank. Gave us this. This is the mod hub fuel tank. I personally probably wouldn't use it again. I would, perhaps, if I was going to place a fuel tank, I would probably use one of these, which came out before the mod hub one. Because this one seems a bit finicky. You really, to find the hitbox for filling your tractor is a bit hit and miss. You drive up next to it and you don't get the pot, and you're having to jiggle your tractor about to find where you can fill it. The others just work. You get anywhere near it within a certain radius, and you get the fill thing pop up. You know, my hayloft. That I find is a quality of life mod, because I can store grass, hay, straw, and stuff in it. Not just one thing like the one that Giants give us. You know, that's a quality of life mod. What else have I got? Got decorate. I've got trees. I could plant trees on the farm to brighten up areas where I've terraformed and stuff. Unfortunately, the tree pack doesn't include trees that are native to Estancia, so I can't. They don't have any of this map's trees or foliage in the pack, so they would look out of place on this map. But if you're playing on Ravenport or Fellsborough, they're fine. I've even got this little farmhouse mod, so you don't have to spend 350,000 on a farmhouse for a map you're playing on. You can put down, when you start a game, you can put down in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you can put down this cheap little trailer farmhouse which enables you to sleep and advance time, which is all you really want from a farmhouse. Obviously the sheds, we've got the, these are all the Giants mod hub ones. I've not actually used any of these machine sheds yet. Silos, like I say, the only thing I've really got is my hayloft, which is costs more than the Giants one. But obviously accepts wood chips, chaff, silage, straw, hay, forage. So it accepts a bit more, all the different items. So I don't have any modded pens or anything. And the only things I've really added in, we've got obviously the fill stations, got the ground restoration tools before we got the, which I used for terraforming before we got the actual patch 1.2. And then I've got these other placeable stations. So I've got access to like pig food, horse food, fertilizer, chicken food, which I can use when I'm on maps where I'm just testing and mucking about. I'm not going to use them on this map because I would rather farm and actually grow my animals' foods. But yeah, you know, I think mods like that, I consider mods, and I consider them quality of life mods. And whether they're on scummy websites or not, they're mods, they're good. And it's having content for a game, having more content and more ways to expand your experience and enjoyment of a game can only be a good thing. You know, that's my view. More tools, the more things we get to play with, the greater the sandbox worlds these maps can offer us can be. But I'm certainly not going to be a snob when it comes to one of these. Unless the mods from the mod hub, it's you shouldn't use it and all that. No, it's up to the person at the end of the day. As long as you know you're careful where you're downloading the mods from, and you know taking precautions to scan the files and check them to make sure you know some of the actual legitimate scummy sites haven't you know the actual, not I won't say the legitimate scummy sites, the scummy sites have maybe put them behind malicious downloads and pop-ups and stuff like that, which you have to be a bit careful of. But at the end of the day, it's down to the player. If you're happy with the content you're getting, that's you. And I'm happy with the content I'm getting. If other people aren't happy with the content I'm getting and where I'm getting that content from, what's their problem? I don't care. I'm happy. I'm enjoying the game. And I've got many hours logged in it already. And I've been producing these videos religiously every day almost. And getting them uploaded. Putting them out there. And I will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. And as more mods come out and we get custom maps in the new year, there'll be new series starting where I play on other maps and you know vary things up a bit, you know. So yes, I'm very happy. If you don't want to use the mods that are available and you want to wait for Giants to twiddle their thumbs and get stuff added to their mod hub, that's up to you. Enjoy the wait. Enjoy your vanilla gaming experience. And your boring, bland, look the same as everybody else tractors, tools and equipment. I'll keep using my mods like this big bird, which I think looks great in black. It looks better in black. Where are you going? Alright, just keeping my eye on you. Normally everyone I hire to do this job makes a right dog's dinner of it. So, but you appear to be spreading lime correctly all over the field. But you know what we could be doing whilst we're doing this? We could get our big bud 747 start cultivating the fields as well. We might as well get multiple things in motion. I was thinking about maybe dropping, you know, I was just looking at the placeables and like the mower sheds and stuff. I was thinking of dropping some of those machine sheds into this area a bit. Now we've got rid of the cows, and because of the grass texture situation, and the fact that grass doesn't grow when on the in terraforming painted textures, I was thinking about adding some machine sheds down to that area, just to put something there between like the cows and the not the cows, the chickens and the horses. Give ourselves that, you know, something in that area, a feature, a bit of function, a bit of decoration. But with the financial situation at the minute, we need to just, you know, focus on that and getting that sorted out before I start worrying about buying shiny things. Okay, I'm going to do a time-lapse speedy up bit because, well, basically as I sit down to edit this video, the ploughing portion and getting the fields rectified lasts about an hour on its own, and I don't want to release a 2-hour video. So we're going to time-lapse speedy up me ploughing and cultivating these fields, and me doing the work on field 7 and 8 to make that one field. Also because I don't want to force you guys to sit and watch an hour of me getting annoyed with the AI workers for being stupid. Not being able to plough a field without doing crazy random stuff and going in random directions and driving halfway down a field and then turning around and coming back. You know, stuff that really giants need to get fixed. Seriously, if in the next update or next patch there better be a serious fix to AI worker, you know, because they're just a nightmare. It's bad enough when they're fertilising and seeding and stuff that they miss half your bloody fields. Certainly I'm finding that they're missing more and more of my fields, and I don't know whether that's because something to do with land when you've terraformed or something. They're just not detecting it or registering it anymore. I don't know, but certainly the bottoms of fields 1 and 2, they just don't want to fertilise and seed at all. And even now on my big field 4, 5 and 6, they don't fertilise the top of that field and seed it properly. They sort of just do random stops at different points. I was watching the fertiliser, he drove halfway along the top of field 5 and 6 and then just stopped and didn't carry on, and he did like half the field. It's like, what are you doing? But what I'm doing right now is getting the little Fiat out, because we haven't used him for a long while because he's such a small underpowered little tractor that basically I'm going to use him with the little 4-metre subsoiler here to do the ploughing, to put the new edges in the fields, because he got a bit more control. Trying to put new fields in with the 15-metre plough, as I discovered when I did the terraforming to fix field 3. Not easy. The way that thing pivots and swings about, and especially on the back of a big board with its, you know, crazy steering thing. It's not easy. It's not easy to plough crate fields using a big plough. You're best off doing your adjustments and that with a smaller tool that you've got a bit more control over. And once you've put a decent couple of strips on every edge, then you could bring the big plough in to plough the rest of the actual bit in the middle. That seems to then work okay. You can even let an AI worker do that, although I do advise supervising them. As I discovered, they're not that smart with the plough. And I had to interject on the guy and do some bits myself that he missed. And I had to put in some extra headlands, because he was just, well. And it seemed a lottery. Some of the workers, because obviously each time I got to the bit in the field between 7 and 8, I had to dismiss the worker to manually plough like the join and then rehire a worker. And some of the workers were fine. Some of the workers may had issues. It's like a lottery. Didn't know which one I was going to get. Didn't know what kind of worker I was going to get. And it's a shame you can't just rehire the good ones. No way to rehire a good worker once you've dismissed them. It's, you know, a lottery. You don't know which one you're going to get. Something else I have discovered as well since recording this, or well, not discovered, but it's definitely been reconfirmed. The terraforming tool in the game, not so much the terraforming, you know, the thing, but the terrain painting, the painting aspect, the painting of the ground and stuff. Giants need to remove the cost of that. You shouldn't be charged so much for painting textures on the ground because, my God, just sorting out field 7 and 8 after I'd, you know, finished ploughing it ended up costing me so much freaking money. I've had to take a loan of 300,000 because I ran out of cash doing all my terrain modifying and terraforming around the fields and that. It's ridiculous. I mean, I understand being charged for raising land, lowering ground, flattening ground, smoothing ground, that sort of thing. Yeah, don't have a problem with being charged for that because you're physically, you know, manipulating the ground. But when you're just slapping a coat of paint on it, you shouldn't get charged such ridiculous amounts. The old lime spreader as well, he's been put to good use. Having to do all the fields as well. I kind of realised I'm making a bit of a rod for my own back though, because now, before, all the fields were kind of staggered in when they needed ploughing and liming. Now they're going to be pretty much all wanting doing at the same time. And that's going to just mean that every couple of episodes I'm going to get this same problem where I have to spend ages just ploughing, which isn't the most exciting job in the game. It's certainly, this episode is making me think now that as the farm has expanded to the point now where we have so many fields, that when I am, you know, in a better financial position, I do need to think about getting another plough, another cultivator, another seeder, so that, you know, I can have both big buds ploughing, cultivating, seeding, you know, at the same time to try and turn things around a bit more quickly. The stayer, the stayer, I've got obviously get a cultivator, the little 8 metre cultivator or 9 metre cultivator I think it is that I've got for him. He can also use the little seeder, the Amazoni seeder that I've got, although he does seem to have issues with that again with the fields, the bottom of the fields 1 and 2. So I might get rid of that Amazoni seeder, get another big one for the big buds, and maybe go back to one of the, is it the Pronto, the DC Pronto seeder cultivator fertilizer thing, because that seems to work a little better. The problem I noticed with a lot of the seeders in the game, the big seeders, they seem to have a bit of a design flaw in that they put the seed tank and the fertilizer tank in front of where the arms. It's only on, I think, is it the Seed Hawk? I think the Seed Hawk's the only one in game where the bit that does the actual the cultivating and seeding, the actual planter mechanism, if you like, the seeding mechanism, is actually directly behind the tractor. And then behind that, you've got the tank with the fertilizer and seeding, which means that when the workers are using it, they're able to get much closer to the edges of fields, because literally the tool is right behind the tractor. So as long as there's room for the tractor, you know, to go beyond the end of the field, the tool can. Whereas I think the other tools in the game, like my Amazonia, I mean, that's a big seeder, 15-meter seeder, but when you unfold it, you realise how much wasted room there is because of where the implement, I reckon it should fold the other way. The arm should come towards the tractor, not go away from it, because you end up with a massive gap then between basically the pivot point of the tractor, the hitch, and where the implement is, because then you've got all that dead space in the middle where you've got the tank. And I reckon they need to get a few more seeders where the tool is directly behind the tractor. It would make seeding a lot of fields a hell of a lot easier, and I think AI workers would have a lot less problems with tools like that. It's like this plough. This plough would be so much better if the plough part was right behind the tractor. If you didn't have all that frame, you know, if it folded the opposite way, you know, almost, it would be so much more easier to use and user-friendly. Judge where, you know, the edges of fields are and that, if you're doing the create fields and stuff. There's an idea. Maybe throw it out to some of the talented modders out there. Can you come up with some tools that are a bit, you know, more user-friendly, you know, that are designed a bit more practical and efficiently, that you've got a bit more control over them. I mean, in an ideal perfect world, for something like the plough, take the you know, that little 4-meter subsoiler and just scale that up. You know, give me a 20-meter version of that. I'll be quite happy. You know, that'll make life so much easier. You know, a 20-meter plough just right there on the back of the tractor. You could line it up so much more easy. Turning around could be a bit of an issue. The AI might hit trees and that with it, I suppose, because it will stick out quite a bit either side of the tractor, but yeah, having to keep jumping in to sort out these dodgy workers. I don't know why they have, and I don't know whether it's this map. Maybe this with the save, because, you know, obviously I've had the problem with the sheep. There's a problem there with the save. I don't know whether some of the AI stuff, and certainly the way they detect the fields. Like if I start cultivating or seeding on field 3, the AI just carries on and does 2 and 1, as if it thinks it's one field, even though there's clearly gaps between the fields. And they've never been connected in any way, shape or form, yet the AI treats them as one field. So you have to be ready to jump in there whenever you're doing any work, because it goes crazy. And I don't know whether on like field maybe 4, 5 and 6, the AI still thinks they are separate fields, which is why it does crazy things like stopping when it gets to the top, halfway along the top of the field. Or, you know, when it was in the middle of the field and it suddenly stopped and turned around. The trouble is, the only other map I've played on is a mod map, the American Outback. I don't play on like the Ravenport or Fellsborough maps, so I can't judge what's faults with the maps or faults with the game. You can turn around now, mate. Properly. Yeah. See? Give you a good head of dinner. Now you kind of know where you need to be. Done a great job. Getting near to the end now, near to the end of this field. Been a long morning of ploughing. A long video of ploughing. There, we're about to hit. Yeah, it's going to be worth it once it's done, because we'll have another massive field, which will be easier for us to just take care of and get a good yield of crop out of. It is so tempting to join one to this field though as well. That would give us an absolutely huge field, wouldn't it? You imagine all the way up to the top there. If I cleared out them trees, I could actually make it wider as well. Field 1 would become the new super field. It would take over from 6. I'm convinced it would take over from field 6. I mean, I'd have nothing to lose because the path runs round there. And there's no path across there, and there's no reason for me to want to travel across there, normally. So, bringing field 1 out to this path, and then taking it up, I could then actually go across here a bit, and up. I mean, the field would look a bit wonky shape, most definitely, but we'd gain quite a bit of yield from it, wouldn't we? We'd have a lot more room to sow and harvest some crop. People have to let me know. Let me know in the comments what you think to that sort of plan. That suggestion, that idea of merging the field, or whether or not you think it's better to keep 7 and 8 separate. Probably got 2 more passes left, and then this field is done. It's ready to be limed, and then cultivated, and then we can look at what we're going to seed on it next video. Today's just going to be ploughing. If you was hoping to see any more at this point, sorry. This has been obviously quite a labour intensive job to do all these fields. It also means that they're all going to want redoing again later on at the same time. They're not going to be staggered. Means I may have to buy another plough and another tractor to speed up the process. Last run. And we're done. Happy days. This field is now one field. Oh. Job done. Big Bud can't turn around to save his life. That's the ploughing part of the job done. Now for the cultivating. I'll probably spare you of that because this has been quite a long video, and I've got to bring the lime spreader back up anyway, haven't I, in lime. And I also want to just do the terraforming of the field, the painting, to tidy the edges up a bit, so I'll do that off camera before the next episode. So thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you are enjoying the videos and the series so far. If you are, please consider hitting that like button and sharing these videos wherever you see fit. Also, please consider leaving comments, suggestions, questions, feedback, etc., etc. in the section down below. And lastly, if you're not already doing so, please remember to smash that subscribe button, as that really helps my channel to grow. For now, from me, it's goodbye. I'll see you all again very soon with another video.